Hi, welcome back to this episode of Final Fantasy XIV, Heaven's Ward. I just, quick catch up from where we last ended. None of these panned out, but I didn't have to go all the way around because I found this way through. So now I'm here. Now we're going to get the Nagelflesh. I'm just going to add one point first, is that I'm already breaking the plan I set forth in the last video with starting every episode with the summoner quest to catch up. Now they are equal and I do not like that. But since we were so very deep in this territory, I want to finish like this set first. So maybe we end this episode with it. If not, we're going to start the next one, depending on how long things take here. So I've just caught you up on that thinking process that I have. So yeah, catching up on this story then. We want to parlay with the dragons to avoid a new battle in the war of the Ishgardian and Ravanian clans, if we can call it that. And on our way to try to get a meeting with our dragon that's heading it, we found a Primal has been summoned, and that stands in the way of our parleying. So now we're gonna have to get knowledge about this Primal, take it out, and then continue to try and parley with the dragons. So if this Primal battle doesn't take all too long, I will then do my summoner quest. And then we will parley with the dragons, hopefully. I was able to gather a goodly amount of nectar from the land traps, though I would not have known how to harvest it without Ishali's help. Do you have the Nanka meat? Splendid. I shall put this with Estinian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous-looking hamper for the Gnath. Yeah, we're parleying with outcast Gnath, hopefully to learn about their religion so we can know about their Primal. We're being a little tricksy. Well, everything appears to be in order. Assuming no one has any objections to my choice or presentation, I shall place our offering at the trading post as instructed. Were I one of the Gnath, I think I would be suitably impressed. Well, how long must we wait? Should I have sounded a signal or some such? Calm yourself, Master Alfino. Our offering has not gone unnoticed. Aww. They're horrid, but a little bit cute. Long has it been since hunters last came to trade, bearing gifts that fill the air with such delightful scents. Land-trap nectar, cerulean tree fruit, and Nanka flesh. What delectable foods you have brought for us. Our meager assistance is much enriched by this bounty. Come, hunters, come to our hive if you would trade. Cramped and stifling our homes are, stifling our homes are, but the rancid incense keeps the dragons at bay. Cramped, stifling, and horribly smelly. But better to live in stench than be cracked and crunched by dragon jaws, yes? Come, come, it is not far. Look at them potter on. Tick, 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 tick. So these are the outcast tribe that did not partake in summoning the Primal. And he is hoping that that's another social tribe to meet later on. Bath Fleetfoot. Your presentation has been announced to the storyteller. You must speak to our chosen leader in words, for we are Bath. We are the Nonmind. Okay. Welcome to our hive hunters. You have brought delicacies much sought after by our people, and we are much pleased. What would you have in return? Honored Elder, pray allow me to begin by thanking you for welcoming us into your home, and for accepting our humble offerings. My companions and I come in search of knowledge. Specifically, especially knowledge of your people's god. Knowledge alone. What strange hunters you are. But if it is words you desire, then words you shall have. We are Vath, the Nonmind, and to speak is our fate. You will hear the tale of the Gnath god, and the god of the One Mind summoned in our midst. The One Mind summoned in our midst. The One Mind? These are the Gnath who reside in the main colony? Yes, they are. Yes, they are one, connected. But let us begin the story at its beginning. Some moons ago, a single dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak. It fell from the sky and into the hive, where it was swarmed by my brethren. And with spear and spell and musket, the dragon was slain. It was likely the one had fled battle with my kinsman. I should commend you for finishing the job. Dragons are fierce and terrible adversaries. The One Mind would always cover when their winged shadows passed over the ground, but no longer. They had learned that a battle-weary Ravanian was easy prey. Thus did the Overmind decide to heed the words of the black-robed men. The One Mind would call forth our god and unleash his blades upon the dragons. Dravanian lands would become Northlands, and ever larger would grow our domain. But our god ever hungers. The price he demands in crystal far exceeds the rewards of this war, and we, Vath, despite revile his insatiable existence. Despise and revile his insatiable existence. Right? I need to know more. This was so interesting. I call upon the power of Primal for the greater good, conscious all the while that I do not do so at grave cost to the land. I reason that it's a necessary evil and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. I suggest that such crimes can be justified. You may argue that I presume too much, but you must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. Not so the Gnath. They summoned their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their dominion. To a scion of the seventh dawn, one sworn to eliminate the primal threat. The distinction you drew seems questionable at best. But the fact remains that my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent the calamity. Thus, while I may not condone your actions, I at least understand them. Not so the Gnath, as you say rightly put. If they truly seek naught but territorial gain, I can only conclude that they are ignorant in the ruinous consequences of their god's insatiable appetite. The longer this primal is suffered to exist, the greater the suffering it will cause. It must be destroyed. How lightly you propose such destruction of this god, Master Alphino, a being of whom we know not. Has it occurred to you that you may be sending a warrior of light to her passing? To her end? Ooh, that's a saying. No, you have the right to fit this in. 'Twould seem it is I who am guilty of presuming too much. Pray forgive me, Sabo. I do not fear my duty. Wait, Sabo. No need to face the foe alone. Like her, I am blessed with the Echo's protection, and may do battle without fear of primal influence. Let me bear this burden. Ha! Do you truly imagine yourself second to the Warrior of Light? A second Warrior of Light? Remind me. How many primals have you faced, my lady? Not that it matters. We know not where this god resides, how to challenge it, unless you mean to pray until it appears? Astinian makes a valid point. Let us speak with Vath and learn how best to secure an audience with the deity. In this, at least, I may be of assistance. The young lord certainly appears eager to prove his worth. We are Vath. We are the Nonmind. We do not hear the One Mind's thoughts. We cannot predict their will. Put this idea from your minds, generous hunters. If you meet with a god, then he will have your soul. Surely you're not so generous as that. You wish to meet our god? Offer yourself a sacrifice, and you will soon be brought before him. He would mourn the loss of such generous. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however. You are generous hunters, yes. Many gifts you have brought, but not enough for all Vath to enjoy. Maybe you could bring us just one more? We are very fond of Nanka flesh, yes. Meat of a young Nanka would make a fine repast. Okay. Apparently more will do. I'm just gonna do one more for fun. I doubt I'll get it, but in my theory I'm like, why not get two? I also just got my summon someone to do it to this one. Pardon me, little tree. Just clawing past him. Me Vath do enjoy a Nanka flesh. Have you been out hunting yet? Another gift for the Vath. So unexpected. Yes, you will have more of the words you strange hunters hunt for. Your strange hunters hunger for. Listen now. The sense of the one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. What one sees, all see. What one feels, all feel. Alert a single Gnath and the whole hive is alert. To reach a god undetected is all but impossible. The Vath are wont to elude certain concepts without explanation, but I believe I'm beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. From what I understand, the king-like Overmind sits at the center of Gnath society, and its presence somehow allows its subjects to communicate without the need for word or gesture. These Gnath, the ones who inhabit the larger hive, are known as the One Mind, and it was by their combined will that the Primal was summoned. Those who reside in the smaller hive, however, are the Gnath or the Nonmind, who, for reasons that yet escape me, seem to have been excluded from the telepathic bond which connects their Gnath counterparts. Thus are the Gnath ignorant of the One Mind's thoughts and intentions. Yeah, and then? And of the nature of the god. In summary, we have wasted our time. Not so. Perilous though it may be, the Gnath did furnish us with one certain method of approaching the Primal. As sacrifices. Should we allow ourselves to be captured in the environs of the colony, the Gnath will bring us before the deity to make an offering of our soul. Am I thinking exact? Forgive me, but let's be clear about what it is you propose. You mean to say that you would deliberately provoke a Gnath, surrender yourself into what might generously be termed their custody, and then wait until their god arrives to claim your soul? That fairly well describes my plan. You will join me in this endeavor, will you not, Stapple? Judging by the great risk you took to prevent the summoning of Saint Shiva, you are not a woman to err on the side of caution. Would that I could fight at your side, Warrior of Light, but the power of the dragon is no protection against primal influence. Forgive me, but I must remain here with Master Alphino. Then it's settled. Stabbo, you and I shall challenge the guards at the entrance of the colony. Once the hive is roosed, we shall feign a brief show of resistance and then allow them to take us prisoners. Sounds like fun. And where is this hive? To the south. Maybe there's an ether current? Northwest. No. Okay, move one closer. And I need to get away from these so I can swap back to Summoner. Because primal fighting, that's a summoner's job. Intruders, your lives above it. And eliminate any resistance. Aren't I supposed to get captured? Am I supposed to get captured further in? No, I am confused. And I don't have Apex. That explains why Q didn't work. Okay. The Overmind must by now be aware of our intrusion. Let us press into the hive and ensure that we have our host's undivided attention. Okay. Further in. Don't mind me. Just breaking through him. But I just wanted to go there. We need to be bigger levels. See you back there. Are we ending or trying? Fight your way deeper. Okay, we're ending. Meet her deeper. Southeast, so is it in the hive, the next ether current? Because that is very interesting indeed. Yep, there it is. How many is that? 3? Oh. Is there 4 everywhere? How dare you interrupt my ether thingy? Attuning. It's an attuning as well. Yeah, the ammo. The more you know, you know. Destination unlocked. That should be sufficient. If we did not have our whole full attention before, we must surely have it now. Our audience with the Primal may be granted soon after our capture. Pray advise me once you have steeled your mind for the battle to come. Healed. You are prepared then. Hold there, Stabbo. When next the Gnath come, we offer no resistance. Surrender, intruders. There is no escape. Enough, we surrender. We throw ourselves upon the mercy of your God. don't know which element he is. They seem eager to proceed. Good. When they take us before their lord, pray leave matters to me. If what I know of summoning rituals hold true, I shall well be placed to act. Mark the sound of the river rushing through the ravine behind us. Passing loud, is it not? I imagine the noise would serve to mask our escape, should we need to withdraw temporarily. But you are prepared, are you not? I do hope so. If we were to be dragged away for sacrifice while you were haggling over the price of potions, I should not be amused. Enter the inner chamber.
Now we have but to wait.
O Lord Ravana, master of the sacred blades, wrath of the colony, conqueror of the world, hear our prayer. Pray grant unto your devoted children the gift of your divine presence.
He comes.
I want the blades. Wowza.
All strength to the colony. Speak and I shall listen.
Oh, glorious General, we have captured intruders and would make unto you an offering of their life's blood.
These feeble fleshlings dared to invade Gnath lands.
Yeah.
Hear me, Lord Ravana. My companion and I did not come to contest your children's territory. We wished only to learn the reason you wage war against the dragons.
Thou wouldst flirt with death merely to satisfy thy curiosity. Wherefore should the glorious conquests of the Gnath concern thee so, Elezen? Mayhap thine own kind struggle against the worms fareth poorly, and thou art desirous of a pact.
We crave no alliance, Lord Ravana. Only peace. We would bring an end to our war with the dragons. Yet so long as they remain embroiled in this conflict with your children, our goal shall remain out of reach. Never before have the Gnath risen up in such numbers, and never yet with you at their head. Why do you lead them to war?
Thy question hath no meaning. To live is but to fight. anointed, gathering their strength in the shadow of thy ceaseless conflict. The Gnath would see the Dravanians slain, and their territory secured. And by such fervent prayers am I now given form and purpose.
As I feared, your very existence is an obstacle to our goal. Since you are so fond of fighting, we challenge you, Lord of the Gnath. And should we emerge the victors, I would have you swear to withdraw your soldiers from Dravanian soil.
Thou art bold indeed, to risk thy fleshy hide so readily. Very well. I, Ravana, fourfold Master of the Blade, do accept thy challenge. But should I emerge the victor, I would have thee swear to serve in mine army till thy last breath is spent. Do you accept?
Maybe. She can accept. I'm just here.
I do. And I believe the first bout is mine.
Please don't fight without me. I want to fight alongside Shira. Na 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 na.
What is this? A god clad in flesh?
Is aught amiss, my lord? Thou wilt not break thy word, I trust.
Mine oath is unbending as steel, little goddess. Thy ruse will but add to mine enjoyment.
Why am I not here with my primals? To nibble at his knees? Warrior. I'm really fighting him alone. Will this not be a dungeon as normal?
Good. Mayhap thou will provide
I'm
more
so confused.
sports than thy feeble companion.
There've been no dungeons in Heaven's Word yet. I'm very confused. This better be one. Good. Very good. Here we go. Here we go. I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm worried. Here we go. I was muted. Here we go. I tried to queue up the dungeon yesterday. I think I was in queue for an hour and then I had to go to bed. So this is now tomorrow after work. But to you, it's just a fade. I want his blade work. Maybe he can teach me blade skills for my blade wielders. No, I want to summon him and use his blades. Yeah.
To the song of ringing steel.
You would dare go for Ifrit? Will I be able to do a cast? One cast! Well, I'm not moving, so then I will not move. Must a scary cycle though.
Furious as a blaze.
I'm confused.
Perish.
He did a thing. Oi!
Bleed.
Oi!
Feel my blades.
Oi! Slaughter. Oh, I didn't count my rubies. Emerald. I don't know. I can't.
I am invincible.
Okay.
Bleed. Wilt thou yield?
How what? Oh, everybody lost health. No? I'm confused again. It's okay.
Take wing, ye sons of war!
Whoa. Oh, ads. No more ads, no more ads. People are moving to this side, so I will move to this side. Titan. I'm always scared when I summon Titan because I see something scary on the ground and then I make it. Ifrit. I will not even try to cast on the ads because that's too long costs. Okay, not that one. All the other ones then. Silly. Bloody fella. People are... Okay, I'm floating. Okay. We're floating, we're landing. We can attack. Trying that Ifrit again. Okay. Not sure what happened, but that's okay. Ads? No? Okay. Just gonna stand clustered with all the others, because I have no idea what's happening here. Okay. Frontal thing. The line. He ran away and they broke it, in case I get it. I'm trying to look at mechanics, I'm forgetting to push my buttons. Swift slaughter. I have something on me, and they are slipping. I'm one. Oh no. I think I was smart. Okay, we're running out. Okay, okay. We won! I did some things correctly, I think. And then I stood where they were.
I lay my blades at thy feet, child of man.
Yes, you do. We made a deal, member. The bard played a lot of songs for me. Nothing here, nothing here. Okay, looking around because it's just so cool. Okay. Yeah, you better run away. You okay?
You do not disappoint, warrior of light. Would that I had your skill in battle. I do begin to see why so many place their faith in you. For all his savagery, I do not think Ravana one to break his word. Provided the dragons do not trespass upon Gnath lands, they should have little to fear of the Primal's biting blades. We have done well, have we not? Come, let us return to Vidofnir and share these glad tidings.
Bugger.
Once
Always.
more you achieve the impossible, bringer of light. But with every mortal heart that succumbs to fear and fury, another voice is joined to the chorus, beseeching divine succor. At their bidding, Warring gods will shake the firmament, and your world will be consumed in the swelling storm of chaos.
Oh. Will it? Just remember what happened to your friend. Never since we first fought have I seen you draw upon the full extent of your power, and never from afar till this day. You were a marvel to behold, Stabo. Well, this time we rejoin our companions. They will be eager to hear the tale, and to continue our journey. Yeah, back to that battle. When I got this sword thingy on me, I saw that I had 1 and someone had 3, and I think I saw someone with 4, so I'm assuming there was a 2 there as well. And then I'm like, okay, when he finishes this cast, I'm gonna be first with something a footer, so I used my shield. And I don't know if I should have lost more health, but I'm assuming so, because it looked like a bad slash. And otherwise it was just attacking, moving where they moved in case it was something I missed. So while I was in queue yesterday, I found some ether currents. Oh, not ether currents, the quest currents. So I can now fly in the other zone, the Western Highlands. Was flying that got unlocked. And I'm missing 1 location current. And I'm assuming this is story quest current, and this is another quest current. Because the story quest current I got was this one from the other site. And these are the location currents. And these were other blue quests in that zone that gave me currents. So I figured I'm gonna pick up all the current quests that I see in the towns, because there was one in this town. And just do them on my way, so that when I get the story quest current, that's when I can fly. If that is possible. My plan. Stabo, Lady Isalia. Oh. I need to turn that off again. Lord Ravana, you say? How curious that the Vath never mentioned his name. And you are quite certain he will keep his word? There was honor beneath his savagery. That we survived the encounter at all was a miracle. A miracle I must attribute to Stabo. Never did I doubt you, warrior of unlike some. You were gone so long that Master Ulfenar were nigh lost in his wits with worry. Fretting like a maid for her sweetheart he was. Estinian! Was that truly necessary? Not truly necessary, but certainly true. What matters is that the Primal is banished and our promise fulfilled. We shall return to Vildafnir without delay. Lest you forget, this was but a means to secure an audience with the worm for Harvalgusgivr. Nidhogg's minions will not be halted by idle chatter. Come now, we must make every moment count. You are unkind, Estinian. For all his experience and intellect, Ulfenar is still better boy. And here it is. Still one I haven't discovered though. Annoying. Shall we be on our way to Annex Shrine then? I would not have the dragons think that we have forgotten our bargain. The ether current is here, so I'm going to go pick that up before I go all the way here. So, yep. Oh, here we are back with Vidlofnr. Let's see if we can get him to take us to... I have no idea what that old dragon was called. That is such a particular name. Let's see what it says now that I've quelled the Primal, and hopefully the Gnath have stopped being all over the place. Thou art returned, little one. Hast thou abandoned thine ill-conceived contest with the Gnath? Nay, my friend, we return in triumph. By Stabelina's hand, the beastman's god, Lord Ravana, laid low. In his overconfidence, the Primal swore to withdraw his followers from your lands in the event of his defeat, a promise we believe he will keep. The Gnath shall trouble you no longer. The deity is slain, then. How didst thou contend with his biting blades? But the particulars matter not. Thou hast fulfilled thy promise, and I shall fulfill mine. Attend me, mortals. Hie you unto the deepest reach of my morn, and there shall you find Halo, the altar from which you may begin your ascent to the summit of Sohm'al. But be fairly warned, the minions of Nidhogg shall not lightly suffer your presence on that sacred mount. By your struggles within the cavern, I shall judge your party possessed of sufficient fortitude to proceed. We shall not disappoint you, Vidlofnr. If memory serves, the Cavern of Morn is entered from the second floor of the central tower. Let us begin the climb. And take the Ethanite shard pot, that's it, and pick up that quest. That's not, if it's a ether current quest, I'm just going to pick them up so I don't have to go searching for them after the fact, because I just did that and that was boring. If I just could have picked them up when I saw them. Unless it is higher up. Let's hope if it is higher up. Speak with Robin as no. Morn of passing. Meet Wilvrin in the cave of Morn. Can I click the right one, please? It is here. Okay. Oh, okay. Time to board up with Pen. It's a very cool hole. It's is that just actual stones that light? Because that is beautiful. And I really hope to find that quest. I don't want to backtrack here. Yeah! Hello. Are you an ether current quest? Yes, you are. I'm just gonna have that and do that on another time. And we mount. Wait. Oh, but yay! I don't know how to respond to this anymore. The dragon war and the dragons and yeah. They seem so sentient. Knowing they have to be around, I have to be against or something. I know not. Oh, I have one ether current left. I think. Forgot to pay attention to them actually. Yeah, this is the last one. Yes. Now I miss for this quest and the one I just picked up, and then I can fly in the zone. That is dankadoony. Ooh, that's pretty. Destination. Why do I feel like we're waiting for a dungeon here? Might be this icon that was right here. And that's where I'll battle the minions of Nidhogg. Hi, friend. Well done, little one. As promised, I shall open the way to Sohm'al summit for thee and thy companions. Thank you. Ooh. Heed me now, children of man. The domain you seek to enter hath not seen visitors of your kin in nigh on 1,000 years. Though I freely grant you passage, your presence will not be welcomed. To my kin, this mountain is revered as holy ground and resting place both. Were you the minions of Nidhogg during the ascent? For 'tis certain they shall take great offence to your intrusion. We are grateful for your warnings, gentle Vidlubrin. My fallen words are for thee, dragoon. Have care to keep the stolen power thou wieldeth in check, lest it breed further despair. Thank you. Estinian. The way is open. Let's not tarry here. A moment. Shall we blindly forge on knowing the dangers that wait us? Tiamat herself said to guard his peak. I do not fear Nidhogg's consort. Any dragon foolish enough to bar our path shall feel the sting of my lance. Spoken like a true butcher. Need I remind you that we are come to parley a peace? Let us be clear, heretic. 'Twas to save Ishgard and the people. Oh, sorry, I just have a problem with my foot stuck in something here. There we go. Ishgard and the people that I first lent my support to this doubtful venture, and 'tis for their sake that I go now to speak with Hravelgr. But I said nothing of Tiaman. Should the opportunity present itself to rid my people of one of their deadliest enemies, I shall take it. That is my duty as an Azure Dragoon. You are beyond redemption. We will accomplish nothing by bickering. If we are to meet Hravelgr, our path leads up the mountain. We shall defend ourselves if attacked, but avoid conflict wherever possible. What other choice do we have? None other. Sohm'al. Yee! And we shall be some Gnarh for this. Pretty, pretty. I do not miss doing this with NPCs. So I won't. I'll do it as I normally have done of late and just speed through it to the boss where you can see it. Forgot to push your code, but we just got it. Ooh. Oh, look at that face on the side. Oh, it's a sugar plant. Hi, Birdie. Human consort of Nida, we've been beseech you, grant us safe passage to the mountain summit. We mean you no harm. As I thought, blind reason like all the rest of you, see our mission to its conclusion, you know what must be done. Such rage and rants, is there truly no other way? No. Great battle you did. I got a player accommodation! Yay! Ooh. Is it Resurrection Highland? Stabbo. Twas Sitiamon was the last. I sense no other dragons nearby. Ooh. What's happening? Nidhogg. He roars. He knows we are here then. His fury. It bleeds through the eye. Fear not. I am yet my own master. But the damaged worn breath burns hotter than flame. Come, the heart of the dragon's homeland lies before us. Thus we do add another link to the chain of vengeance. Oh, Saint Shiva. When will it end?
To the peak of Sohm'al, at the end of a perilous mountain path, whence could be seen a string of pearl-like islands floating impossibly atop a sea of clouds. To a domain where dragons and men had once lived in harmony, whose majesty no mortal eye had glimpsed for nigh on 1,000 years, they came.
We have reached it at last, the peak of Sohm'al. 'Tis said to be the highest mountain in all of Eorzea, you know. I thought it did cold in Kothas, but the air here carries the chill of a dozen winters. I'm not sure which zone I get. Okay, I do get it in. I can fly there now! Did the blue quest well in queue. Now that we have scaled the mountain, there remains the problem of finding Vrgr himself. Cooper? What manner of creature is that? Cooper! Stubble, do my eyes deceive me, or was that a Moogle? It was my understanding that they all only dwelled in the 12th wood. I certainly never expected to see one in the churning mists. If the Moogle does live here, however, he may know where Ravulgur makes his lair. Quickly now, before we lose the creature completely. We need our Cooper Moogle. But we also need our Aetherites. Summoning Stone. That'll be an interesting one. And 178 to the east. That's approximately where I'm going, isn't it? By his constable, we must widen our search. Come on. No. Where are you? To the east. Should be able to see it now, shouldn't I? Etheric! Never has warped. You sense that concealing magic starting work. Okay. It wasn't my Etheric. My Etheric must be Heaven? There is no sign of Moogles in this area. Northeast. I see no evidence of this Moogle of yours. Are you certain it wasn't a trick of the light? Mayhaps it was simply one of these strange plants shifting in the breeze? No, it really wasn't, so you just calm your buttocks. I have heard tales of these Moogles, but 'tis the first time I've ever laid eyes on one. They're rather adorable, aren't they? Yes. Why do you stare at me so? I cannot find a creature Can I not find a creature adorable? My heart is not truly made of ice. Pardon. Okay, so I need to learn how to deconceal this. Okay. I'm sure I glimpsed this Moogle fleeing this direction. Could he be concealing himself with magic? I mean, it could. Okay, as I'm level 60, I'm going to play something else. Mountain Drop Diplomacy. Confound it. Could we but enlist the aid of one of the local Moogles? I'm certain Hurvagr would not elude us for long. Though the eye enables me to sense the presence of dragons, I can only identify Nidhogg with any certainty. We could wander mists for days and not know if we're any closer to his brood brother. And those are days we cannot well afford to squander. Shall we divide our forces then? Lady Estelle, might I ask you to question any dragons from whom you judge it safe to approach? I shall try. Yes, I fear the influence of Nidhogg's rage will render most of the Dravanians in the area deaf to reason. And what of you, Master Alphino? I have not yet given up on the Moogles. Stabo, come with me to Gridania. I mean to petition the aid of the Moogles kin in the Twelfthwood. After their business with the Moogle Mog, I dare say they will be glad to help us. Assuming you have no need for me, I shall remain here. Nidhogg senses both the loss of his consort and the coming of the Eye, and his attention is firmly fixed in this direction. I mean to do what I can to hold his gaze, in the hope that it might delay any action against Ishgard. Thank you, Estinian. Come then, Stable, let us make haste for Gridania and rendezvous with Nifolsi's altar. But I neglected to tell you. There is an aetheryte of ancient construction here which should make the return journey rather less arduous. Pray do not forget to use it. It is used. I feel like we're taking so many details for this very, very time sensitive quest. But I'm assuming there's a particularly good reason. Conjurer's Guild. Some word to the Elder Seedseer upon arriving in Gridania, and I am pleased to report that she has agreed to grant us an audience. If anyone can help us contact the Twelfthwood Moogles, it is she. We are expected at the Lotus Strand. I trust you're familiar with the conjurer stationed at the entrance. Your trust is rightly put, and Commander be doffed. The Elder Seedseer awaits you. Pray follow me. Or something of that sort. I bid you welcome, friend. The Admiral spoke of having met with you, but 'tis no less a relief to see you safe and hail with mine own eyes. We humbly thank you for agreeing to receiving us upon such short notice, my lady, and for all you have done for us in our absence. Would that we were solely to express our gratitude that we came to you this day. Alas, the tides of battle yet dictate us coming and going. Aldecisia, we would beg your wisdom in a matter that may finally bring an end to the Dragon Song War. Speak on, friend. I see. So you seek a means to contact these Moogles of the churning mists. Kupo kupo! I say kupo! Greetings, Kuplokop. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I was struck by the sudden urge to bring you some fruit candy, and I am jolly glad I did. Tell me more about these Moogles in the sky, Kupo. I will gladly tell you all I know, though it amounts to precious little. We encountered a Moogle high in the clouds of Ravana, and I had hoped that you and your kin in the Twelfthwood might agree to facilitate a meeting. Pray correct me if I am mistaken, Kuplo, but there are legends, are there not, which speak of Moogles who dwell beyond the clouds? Indeed there are, Kupo. Long ago, back when the world was still young, they say my ancestors served the gods up in the heavens. Of course, this was before the masters took to bickering like spoiled children. Ah yes, the tale of good King Mooglemog the 12th. He is revered for holding fast a rope of miraculous length, that his subjects might climb down from the sky and escape to the world below. Ignoring the more fanciful aspects of the tale, it may well be that Kuplo's ancestors hailed from the churning mists. Given how long his kin have resided in the Twelfthwood, it's perfectly possible that the details of the history have faded into myth. Indeed, Master Alphino, such stories oft contain a measure of truth. 'Tis like the Moogles of churning mists tell similar tales of the world below. I can well imagine the one you encountered fled at your approach. Ooh, fleeing second's nature to us. We often hide when the larger race come, trampling through the forest. Of course, were there one Moogle, there's bound to be more. Cooper? Which is why I've decided to take a trip to the clouds, Cooper. They surely won't be afraid to talk to me. I was hoping you might say that, Master Kuplo. You will accompany us then. Just you try and stop me, Kupo. I'll admit, the thought of venturing outside the Twelfthwood is a bit unsettling, but I can hardly refuse a chance to meet my distant cousins. If you will forgive me, I too will accompany you on this venture, and lend my voice to your cause as an ambassador of Britannia. What? That is so cool. My lady, are you quite certain? How oft has our nation turned to the science of the seventh dawn in its hour of need? How oft have we asked the Warfly to risk her life to save our own? Full many times, I say you, and never have they refused us. Thus do I choose this day to offer mine aid to your allies for the good of the realm. Is it not just? Our most unexpected and most welcome offer, Aldecisia. We would be honored by your presence. Speak with Alphino, Pray return to the summit and inform our companions of these developments. I will serve as the Aldecisia's guide on the journey back to Sohm'al. It being a path I've already trodden, I do not participate in great difficulties. Besides, we shall have the elder Seedseer as personal guard to escort us. Okay. If you so say. Well met, warrior of light. Nidhogg has not stirred, but he watches us, unblinking. The elder Seedseer herself answered your call. Then there is naught to do but wait. They are here, Stabble. Greetings, my friend. I'm happy to report that our journey was mercifully uneventful. Devoid as the road was of Dranians, it would seem the dragons have abandoned some all for the churning mists. Elder Seedseer, may I present you to Sir Estinian, Ishgard the Dragoon. 'Tis an honor to meet you, Sir Estinian. I have heard many tales of your order's extraordinary skill and courage. Friends, I feel it only right to inform you that we are not alone. The Moogles are all around us even as we speak, and I should imagine they are more than a little concerned by the horde of strangers they have descended upon their home. Mayhap now would be an opportune moment to introduce ourselves? This would serve. They're hiding, of course, but there are so many of them, Kubo. I am Canisana. My companions and I have braved the long road from the Twelfthwood to share words with you. On this occasion of our first meeting, we bring an offering of light and wind. What? Oh, such a gentle and pleasing glow, Kubo. I am Moglin, the chieftain of this Moogle clan. Chieftain Moglin, it is an honor to meet you. Greetings, I am Kublakop, ambassador of the Twelfthwood Moogles. A Moogle from the world below. Your hide is a different hue, but that palm is unmistakable. I might need a moment, Kubo. My companions were no less surprised to learn of your existence here, among the clouds. I hope they did not startle you overmuch in their eagerness to make your acquaintance. Full well can I imagine your weariness. I am told that men have not walked here in nigh 1,000 winters. Mayhap you will forgive them their forwardness when I unfold to you the grave matter which brought them into your midst. My companions gave an audience with the great worm craved audience with the great worm Hravelgordr, that they might negotiate an end to the war twixt man and dragon. An end to war, you say? I trust you, Kenyasanna. The light of peace shone brightly within your soul. But I am afraid the same cannot be said for your friends. To be plain, we did not hide ourselves because they were the first of your kind to be here in 1,000 years. Well, not only because of that. We hid because we smelled dragon blood. These skies are home to many, many dragons. While some crave peace, such as Revelgurn, many others crave the opposite, such as Nidhogg. Suffice it to say, we are worried that the presence of your blood-spattered warrior friends will attract the attention of the nastier kind and invite destruction into our happy home. Now just a moment, chieftain. Sabohem might have doled up the odd thrashing or two, but it's always been after a really good reason. She is a champion of the 12-sword Moogles, and I'll hear her good name, and I'll not hear her good name slandered. Now, Ambassador, let's not ruffle each other's fur. I shall, of course, take your testimony into consideration. If I may, chieftain, there is little room for thus twixt strangers. Might we not take this opportunity to learn more of each other? An excellent suggestion, Kupo. In the interest of fostering friendships and keeping an eye on you, I extend to you the hospitality of Mogholm. Prove yourself worthy of our assistance, and it will be yours. I shall be watching, Kupo. Tell me, in the world below, do all your kind look so different from one another? It must be terribly disconcerting. What was that Kuplokop called you again? Sabo. Sabo. Your names are as odd as your appearance. Have you ever considered a nice Muggle name? Moglin is taken, by the way, Kupo. As are Mogham, Mogmug, and Mogwin. These being the names of the 3 wise Moggles who will administer the momentous challenges that I have devised to measure your worth. I call them trials of trustworthiness. Undertake these trials, and we shall soon see whether or not you are worthy of our aid. Yeah. Oi. And as fun as this looks, that will be our next video. This video was double dungeon, or a trial and a dungeon. We are getting into it. And next time we will see what these Muggle people are up to up here in the clouds. Maybe get some lore, maybe get some fun. I look forward to it. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. It will help me out greatly. And stab out.